This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening and welcome to the Childcare Sector Sustainability Nurseries Out of School Care presentation and webinar on behalf of the Scottish Government and delivered by Business Gateway. My name is Colin McNally. My background is I've been an accountant for 12 years prior to starting my own business in 2008, and I've been working alongside Business Gateway ever since on a number of matters. The reason why I got involved in this side was 2 or 3 years ago, I was involved with North Ayrshire Council looking at and getting a better understanding of the 1140 hours that come out, and really trying to make sure that all childminders and out of school care, nurseries, etc. are aware of what provision they had to take place to make sure they met the standards for the funding. Why are we here today? To get you thinking about where your organisation is and what it's doing, understand and think about the impacts of the past 2 years, to explore what you need to do to move forward, think about your strategy for recovery, understand what changes you need to make in terms of marketing, people, income and cost, and to find out what support is available to make this happen. Any feedback that's been provided will be treated fully anonymously and will not be attributed to an individual. People are on mute. During the webinar, we will look for financial, marketing, staffing and support needs for feedback to the Scottish Government, and we will provide links to the one-to-one sessions. And these are the links. When you look at third sector services, they have been disproportionately impacted during the pandemic, and the care inspector has basically seen a decline of 6% in registered services over that period. Now, what I would turn around and say is that is not just within the third sector services. I think it's also reached through into wider organisations such as private sector and other such services. This will give you an indication of basically where the changes have been taking place. Local authority, as you can see, have slightly increased till June 2021. Private sector has fallen back by about 80. Third sector has fallen back by 120. But you can see the total number has fallen back by around about 120 in total. However, I think that possibly gives a slightly wrong picture because that was June 2021. I am waiting to see what the June 2022 will bring, because there has been some services have closed over the past year or so. What's changed? Increased delivery costs is definitely one of them. Increased cleaning costs, part of that. Additional staff time, purchasing PPE, reduced demand for service, changing of requirements to work with small cohorts, staff having to self-isolate, higher supply costs like food, utilities, rental and waste, real living wage impacts of having to pay your staff that, and changes to letting agreements. All have basically brought together a situation which has shown that the average cost of delivering an hour of childcare to 3 to 5 year olds in funded ELC services has increased by around 10%. And the analysis estimates that the highest increase in cost of delivery may be for delivering to school-age children, with an estimated increase close to 20%. What is the impact in the service can possibly be seen by the investment situation that's taking place. If you look at funded ELC services, around half of them have made no capital investment. Non-funded, 94%. Third sector and school-age daycare basically have only about 90% of them plus have not invested in their service. Now, that is a massive issue for the future. And I think it is one of the things when I basically write my report, it will be one thing which is basically going to be there standing out, that actually there has been no funding available to deliver capital investment, which in turn will have a long-term impact on the service. You know, are you financially viable? As I said, back in 2018-19, when I was working with North Ayrshire Council, the reality was that one of the key situations was you were going to be financially viable to provide that funded element. But time has changed. There is new items coming in. The 1140 is here. There's a look to have funded places for other service aspects. So how are you going to develop your service? What impact is it going to cause to your business? And the key question for today is, what will be needed to make that happen? So let us know, what are your key financial, staff and marketing issues? What assistance are you needing, whether it's premises, funding, marketing, attracting clients back in? You tell us. So what we're now going to do is we're going to go through 5 sections of this webinar. First of all, get a day-to-day understanding of your financial position, then reach out to previous and future clients, review costs and contracts, review all people and human resource considerations, and let you know how you can get external help. No, lessons have been learned as a result of the past 2 years with COVID. This has meant that we really need to improve the way we manage and run our business organisations, and financial management is no different to that. Considerable change is taking place within the sector, and then you must make sure that you think differently for your future financials. What is this change going to mean? All I would say is that the model you've probably worked in the past has either changed significantly or will no longer be there, and whatever the result is, you need to adjust. So have your accounts up to date. Continuously make sure that you know where your accounting position is. Cash flow monitoring. Understand how you monitor your cash flow. What you monitor. Understand how much cash you have in the business. What leases are in place to make sure they are there and on time. Have you applied for rates? And if you have, just because you're getting it free, then make sure you've actually continuously applied for that, if it's underneath the small business bonus scheme. Do you have access to the key information you need to run your business? Online banking, cloud accounting, online communication. The cash flow cycle used to work quite straightforwardly in life. You have cash, you buy goods or produce services, you market yourself, you sell, you collect payments, you invest in your business, you create profits, you pay tax. During the pandemic, everything in those red ovals stopped working correctly. Cash was no longer available, places shut down, sales to customers couldn't take place, no payments were collected, no profits were generated, and no taxes were paid. The only 2 things that was left that you should have still been doing was investing in your business and making sure people were aware through marketing that you did still exist. So what do you do for cash flow management? Create a detailed cash tracker. Make sure you have somebody appointed to manage it on a day-to-day basis, downloading the bank, checking it's correct, and develop a weekly and monthly cash flow rolling forecast. Now, what I mean by that is taking, let's say, February's actuals and rolling it into the other 11 months that you've forecast out and seeing how accurate they are, and continuously refreshing that as each month comes along. You know, you should be able to answer these 5 questions to the nearest 1,000 in your own business or organisation. How much cash do you have at this business at the moment? How much cash do you generate each month? What's your outstanding debtors, the people owe you money? What's your outstanding creditors, the people you owe money to? And what have you committed to in the future? Same thing goes for governance. Especially during times of change, disruption, or difficulty, you must make sure that your management team structure, your operating procedures, and your financial controls are even tighter than before. You know, make sure you have a budget in place, a financial structure in place, and an understanding financial basics is needed, especially at times like this. You know, the budget is a means to monitor and control your business on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month basis. It enables you to look at what you're actually doing compared to what you thought you should do, and then start to drill down and understand the variance, the difference between both. You know, you should be able to understand what your future cash position is, what money is due to come in, what money is due to come out, and what you spend on the future. And if you are in a distress situation, how long will those funds last? To develop a budget, break down each activity to its smallest part and cost it. Using knowledge from other sources as to what that cost might be, external advice, lowest level possible of risk and opportunity. Make sure you have full resource, staffing requirement analysis and costing, and break down and cost out to basically whatever that end deliverable will be. So in other words, break it down to the smallest part and then basically build your budget up using those. But also make sure in your consideration for your budget in this coming year, increased energy cost, increased labour cost, potentially by August, September, hopefully greater demand for service, increased cost of other services, national insurance costs, and the additional software requirements for Making Tax Digital for self-assessment and VAT. On financial software, it's something I'll be looking at, especially in a setting that you're in. It allows you to stay on top of your financial reporting by using cloud accounting, provides your ability to get real-time information available, access your accounts on the move anywhere, and means you are ready for Making Tax Digital, both for VAT and self-assessment. There are many types, many offerings out there, all around the same value, somewhere between about £10 and £30 per month, depending what your need is. My advice is always to don't take the free trial immediately. Go and investigate, look at the YouTube videos, see the feedback, understand what you need and if it fits with your requirement before you go and actually start and buy the software. Cloud accounting has changed considerably the way we do accounts these days. You basically get your receipt, you take your phone, you photograph it, that's automatically uploaded into cloud. That is then downloaded basically into your accounting system along with any invoices you send it or scan in. Your bank account is fed into your basically ledgers account, and you can then reconcile it much, much quicker. The expectation with cloud accounting is that you'll save between 2 and 3 hours at least per month on bookkeeping. So, after considering that financial section, let us know whether it's software and cloud accounting you're wanting, cost management, training, budgeting understanding, or cash flow analysis. Let us know what you need that would support your business or organisation at the moment. On the second part, we have now had a change of dynamics. We've been 2 years working from home. The circle of younger brothers and sisters following their older siblings into nursery has broken. Working from home hybrid models mean the service at this time is less required. Alternatives have been found, money is saved unless it's funded places, people have got out of the habit, and parents have just forgotten about you. So all I would say is make sure continuously with your marketing you're identifying, anticipating and satisfying customer requirements. Because if you're not doing it, it's most likely somebody else will. Be active both internally in your organisation and externally on social media. Choose the platform that's right for your customer. Facebook, Twitter, maybe good, maybe bad for your type of customer, but Instagram may be the best thing for them. They may use TikTok. But all I would say is when you are writing social media posts, prize, educate, entertain, engage with people. Now, we have got a great offering, and I will take you through it further later on in the webinar for digital webinars from Business Gateway. The link is there, but as I say, I will also give you it later on as well. What problem are you trying to solve? What is your customer's expectation? Who is it for? And what are their options? What are their alternatives? I hate saying if they don't come to you, where did they go? And what makes you their best choice? Low cost? Don't know if I want to send my child to a low-cost service. Better customer service, unique, exclusive product line, skills of your staff, new piece of technology, something else that may be out there that you've got that's specific, or even sustainability in terms of the fact that you're a green zero waste nursery. Make sure you promote this well. But make sure you are addressing the problem, need or want, and also make sure that's resonating with the personal requirements of the parent or guardian that's basically sending their child to you. You know, start digging deep. Understand why your business exists. What makes it meaningful? What's the values and personality that your business believes in? Its personality traits and how it behaves. And make sure you have that continual branding, standardization across both external and internal. Review all costs and contracts. At this moment in time, we are having to hunker down and cut cost. So set spend priorities, improve efficiency, and actually, I hate saying, take a really hard look at what makes money and what does not. Do invest in technology, do invest in equipment, do invest in staff, and do invest in marketing. I appreciate from the feedback we've been getting, cash is not available that much at this moment in time, but these are the areas you should still be investing in. You review all leases to make sure they're up to date and you have the most up-to-date copy, contracts for staff, any hire purchase arrangements, subscriptions, hall lets. Make sure you've got those in file, on file, and in your mind so you know exactly what's on the page. In terms of people, the impact in the last 2 years has been quite considerable. 3/5 of employers have reported an increase in mental health issues in the past year. Anxiety and depression have become very common. Both people being in work too much and not in work enough basically has become an unhealthy working practice, and 1 in 4 workers feel exhausted, miserable, or under excessive pressure. You know, so make sure you understand what staff do you need, what roles are required, what hours do they need to work, what skills do they need, what skills do they actually already have, how can I access skills if I don't have those? You know, make sure and contemplate the paying of the real living wage. It goes up on the 15th of May 2022 to £9.90. It's from £8, sorry, yeah, £9.90, apologies. Now, you must at least pay the national minimum wage, which is basically the £8.91 it's showing at the moment. However, you know, I am an ambassador for the real living wage. I think it does attract staff and keep staff. I appreciate there are some massive issues in paying that as well. You know, so make sure you are thinking about your staff's health, the good work they do, the leadership structure you've got in place. Make sure it's not all work. Make sure there is some social, their personal growth, lifestyle choices, and financial well-being. It's all part of a very healthy work environment. Business Gateway is here to help you. bgateway.com is our website. It will take you through into our digital skills, planning to start, and all our list of webinars and events. We work side by side with the wider economic development teams. We focus on the needs of local business. We react to business needs. We deliver the Digital Boost programme, and we deliver virtual service to flex around you, the client. We are there for third sector organisations. Even though we're called Business Gateway, third sector is very welcome to basically come and be supported through Business Gateway. We support startup and existing, as long as they've got ambition to grow. We will deliver advisor support, develop strategy, action plans, implementation support, markets and routes to market, systems, finance, both the facilitation of raising it and the management of it, employability support, where we mainly work with our colleagues within the wider economic development teams, and provide a wide range of workshops and events and network building and contacts, as well as specialist surgeries. You know, Digital Boost provides, as well as the webinars that I've mentioned already, Digital Boost consultancy, which is 1-to-1 up to 3 days, and a range of digital resources can be found on our website. Planning to start tool is there if you are new to the business, and that would basically get you through eventually to an advisor in basically the correct region for you. Usually takes about 24-40 hours to go through. The webinars are endless, everything from crisis management, HR, marketing, remote working. If you go into bgateway.com/events, you will find that there. Range of inspirational stories, how to start a business in challenging times, diversification, digital marketing, market reports, research service, case studies. It's all within bgateway.com. We can provide business health checks, business planning, financial forecasting, feasibility studies, marketing planning, organizational development planning, small-scale targeted consultancy assignments, and the facilitation and access to local authority support. Just a bit of final feedback to think about. Why is it people work in your industry? What pay can they get elsewhere, and what career progression is basically available to them? And that's the type of things we wish to basically push through to the Scottish Government. Immediate next steps. Make sure you understand what support you feel as though you need, whether it's financial, marketing, human resource, or digital. Whether it's basically gaining support, advice on an issue you have, reviewing your accounts, making staff redundant or retaining them, understanding cash flow better or your accounts better, and basically to assist us in delivering feedback to the Scottish Government. Business Gateway website, Business Gateway local offices. So in other words, you can, and I would really encourage you to go and speak to your local office at Business Gateway. You'll find all the details there, and obviously a digital boost platform. That there is our office number based in Glasgow, 0300 013 4753. But one of the quickest and easiest ways to understand what the offering is through Business Gateway is through one of our 5 social media channels: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And that is it. Can I thank you again for your time and really appreciate your involvement today.